time for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, and hello, everyone. It is Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture, and I realized I just did the opening looking directly at the wrong camera. And it is Kenny's birthday, so you can see he could barely contain himself.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. If your birthday, make some noise. 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 Okay, I'm done. Hey, Lisa, cousin Lisa, how you doing? Hello. Letta was at the party last night. Party last night. Yes, Letta was at the party last night, man. It was a good time.
Okay, so you're still doing birthday party vibes. So.
Yeah. Letta was at the party last night. Audrey's on the line. How you doing, Audrey?
All
David.
right.
I'm not going to put my friend on blast. My friend David on blast, Miss Johnson. I'm not going to put her on blast.
Was she at the party last night as well?
She was at a party, but it wasn't my party.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, what happened was where I had the party at, there were two other parties going on along the same places, like two catering halls in the club. She was at the wrong party.
Oh, she was at the happening party.
No, I had the happening party. She was at another party. And she gave them my gift and everything.
Oh, yikes.
And then she didn't bring it back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, but she's gonna curse me out. Put her on the spot.
You put her on blast. So just know
it's a funny story though. It's a funny story.
Okay. What? So wait, she was at the same venue, but not at your party.
Yeah, she was two doors down. And by the time she realized it, it was like 11:30 or so, and she's like, "You know what? I'm going home because I'm just too
tired."
And she had to get up real early in the morning. So
that's funny.
I love the effort though. I love the effort. The effort was good, and she actually told me one of my favorite cousins, cousin Lisa. And one of our cousins was hanging out with us. Hanging out with me last night. Charles was hanging out with me last night. Peabody.
Oh, nice.
Peabody's hanging out with me last night.
So you had everybody there in the house.
The three parties. Yeah, Letta was there. Charles was there. Olivia was there. Mackenzie, Kiana, George.
George.
Bruce was there.
Okay, Bruce.
Bruce and his younger brother Ricky were there. My friend, you've heard me talk about you. You've met Beth before. Beth was there.
Okay.
Let me see.
Everybody turned up to the party.
Everybody was there. Edrico.
Gotta
go back to making the drinks for the Hawaiian crowd. Oh, thank you, Edrico.
Hamilton crowd. For the Hamilton crowd. You read it as Hawaiian.
Hawaiian. Oh, I'll say that's okay. Edrico said, "We'll have drinks."
All right. Well, since it's your birthday. Oh, okay, go ahead.
No. We had a good time last night. I'll tell you all about the party. My artist, I have on my shirt, my Words Out production shirt.
Oh, cool.
And this is a shirt we're selling.
Keep putting the word out.
Keep putting your words out.
Okay, so just to kind of let the audience in, and there is a link in the description for the Words Out Productions Facebook page. Last night for Kenny's birthday, in addition to celebrating his double nickels, 55. How old you gonna be? 55. I'm sorry. But he's also launching his own production company for spoken word artists. So that's little quick something hit I did for you, huh?
I like that. That's
For his new production company, Words Out Productions. So they had, I guess it was your opening or
yeah. It
launch
was our
party.
reveal. It was our launch of the production company. Um, by artists performed.
Oh, cool.
Lost Child, who was on our show, he came. He's one of our artists. He came and performed. He's got a really dope track with this singer Deanna Gale. Um, and an interesting story about Deanna. She came. I knew her from before, and the first time I heard her sing was at a jazz club. And I swear that I'm sorry, something flew. I swear that she was scatting in a jazz club. I swear somebody had reincarnated Ella Fitzgerald. She
Oh,
was
wow.
bad. And we were both impressed with each other. On She liked what I did with my spoken word with the jazz band. I like what she did with her singing, and she already knew Lost Child anyway. And when we did this, I called her up and I'm like, "Hey, Deanna, I'm doing this is what we're doing. We're doing a spoken word label. I got a song for Lost Child, but I need a female singer. And he's got a spoken word piece. I need a female singer." And she goes, "Yeah, I'll do it." I said, we'll talk about, because she wasn't part of the label then. Lost Child was, so I would have to pay her. At the end of the night, after she got on the session, I pulled out to talk about, her fee and all. And she goes, "Oh no, you don't give me anything." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "After hanging out with my staff and with my crew and everything out for the whole night and recording and seeing what I do and see what everybody was about, she's like, no, I want in on the label. I want in on this. I want to be a part of what you're doing." And just like that, Deanna became one of our singers. And she is
Oh, that's pretty
phenomenal.
cool.
She blew the house. She did her parts on the songs that we recorded for the EP that's coming out. The EP is called Keeping Your Words Out. Keep Putting Your Words Out. That's going to be the name of the EP. And she sang her songs, and then she went up and they got the music together for her, and she sang a reggae song, and everybody dancing around the floor. So it was a phenomenal night. Like my friend Beth said, I don't know where this gnat is coming from. Like my friend Beth said, she called me today. She's like, it was like positive vibes all over the place. There were no negative vibes. Like it was, the party was just all positive vibes. Artists performed. Other artists that weren't on the label performed. And it was just a good time. And I had the kids there. I had Chris Birch and Bruce Coles there and Ricky Coles, who I grew up with, so who I've known since I was 10. I had my industry friends and my music friends there. I had one of the bass player from one of my older bands came through. So it was a couple other old friends that I've known here and there. So it was, and my Letta came in, and Charles was there with me. Charles had my six the whole night. Charles was like, whatever anybody needed or whatever I couldn't answer, he was right there. He had my six the whole night. So good time.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Can we try to? I don't know if this is going to work, or is there a song from the label that we can play or that you'd like to hear? And I know coming up a little later on the show, I'm going to kind of tease it out. We are going to have, I guess, a world premiere. Should we do that like at the
Yes.
end or at the half hour? It seems like I should tease it out to
Let's
the end.
let's
What?
do that. I don't know. The end of the half hour. What do you think?
Well,
I
you
don't
know what?
know. The end?
I don't know. Well, I know you sent me some tracks from the album. Is there anything I can play here that won't? Yeah,
Set
I
people
don't know.
off.
You tell me. Huh?
There's only two songs. There's only two songs that have profanity on it. And the one that I'm very proud of, well, that's profanity. We can't play that one. I love that one though. And the other
Which one is that?
Okay. Well, no, there's one. There's
And
a
I hope it'll
song on
work
it
because
called "This
I loaded
Vibe."
them in my. Huh?
Yeah.
I loaded them
Go
in
ahead. See
my
if they work.
stream
There's a
deck,
song
so
called.
we'll see if it works. You let me know if you can hear it.
There's a song called This Vibe. Tensai Soul wrote all the music for that. He constructed the music for it. I wrote all the lyrics except for Tensai Soul's rap in the middle and Nola Badu's poetry on the end. But it's called This Vibe.
Can you hear that?
I got Shake Davis.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I got Tensai. I got Nola Badu. I got the Words Out production chorus. Let's go! Don't ever lose sight of what you can do. There is no limit in what you will do. You've got so much hope inside of you. You've got the whole world right in front of you. Oh.
I believe we can fly. All you got to do is try to live when you die. And the truth is not a lie. A lie, a lie, a lie.
Which song is this again?
It's not a lie.
This is called This Vibe. And let me know what you do.
Catch you vibe. If you wanna fly, all you gotta do is try. Hop up on this wave and join us in our ride. Shooting for the stars and reaching for the sky. Clouds are in our way, we blow them all aside. The wind is in our head, the sun is in our eyes. The hate is like a glare, but we don't pay your mind. Just energy we share, so join us on this vibe. And join us on this vibe.
Everybody got to go through it. And if you fall, you still can do it. It's not the time for you to quit. No, no, no. Our time is now, and I just know it. Don't let life shoot in the back. There's no time for you to be sad. There's no energy to be mad. There's a lot of world to learn. Let's feel it right. In Florida, you can ride. I'll be right here by your side. Still me on this vibe. This vibe. This vibe. This vibe. Still me on
I like
this
it.
vibe. On this vibe. This vibe.
That's pretty good.
This vibe. Come on. Nola Badu.
This is that vibe flowing through the tides. Together we're a tribe. Uplift side by side. The truth is do or die. Live it, speak it, be one with yourself. Take care of your health. Together we're a tribe. Vibing.
So now, did you write all these words, or did the artist write some of these words?
I wrote all the singing parts. Nola Badu wrote her own part on that middle part.
Okay.
And Tensai, the guy came and rap, he wrote that himself.
That is pretty cool. That's pretty nice. And that is called this.
All the other words I wrote. Yeah. Yeah, it was going up in bed.
That's pretty nice. And you know what? We're gonna probably bring the volume down, but we're gonna play some of the tracks throughout the show. And again, they'll be kind of playing in the background. Yeah.
My job on that song was to quote unquote P. Diddy the song. So I'm not really doing any singing. Thank God. I'm not doing any poetry or rapping. I'm pretty much in the background going, yeah, that's right. Yeah, come on. P. Diddy. I'm P. Diddy. I sat in the studio and P. Diddy the song. He did the song.
He did the song. Well, listen.
Also, too, I want to put it out there. Speaking of the studio, starting in January, Tensai Soul and I will have a studio for artists in the South Jersey area and in Philadelphia area. Come and record. We'll have a studio available for you to record starting in January. We have very reasonable rates. We're making a website now, so all that'll be on the website. But we'll have very reasonable rates, and we'll have a studio. Tensai, my engineer, he will be helping you out.
Oh, that is pretty sweet. So you are making it happen. So even at 55, a very special celebration not just of your
You know what?
birthday and your birth,
You gonna
but
you gonna
of the
keep
birth
you gonna keep on this
of this
55
new
thing.
project, which is exciting.
Yes,
And I wanted to do a
exciting,
birthday
very
show, kind
exciting.
of like you did to me, where you kind of interviewed me a little bit, because I was going to ask you like some
Okay,
questions that I had kind of laid out,
right.
and I guess one would be if you could be
Thank you,
any
Ed Brown.
movie character, huh?
No, Ed Brown comment on it. That was really, really good, KP.
Okay. Speaking of which,
I was saying thank you.
well, by all means, why not say thank you in person? Because it is your birthday show. We extended the invitation out to a couple people and invited them to like come on in and say, "Hey, happy birthday!" And if it's
Kenny,
none other than our other brother from another mother, Ed
Ed
Brown.
Diehard Brown.
Kenny, that was really, really good. I mean, awesome. Did you do any of that like singing
What are
in that
the other
track?
songs?
Oh my goodness.
It was
I
not singing.
really
I
liked
wrote
it.
the lyrics.
I
I
really,
wrote the
really
lyrics.
enjoyed that. You know,
Well, we were sitting there talking when I appreciate that. Thank you very much. When Donna Gale first came into the studio to record with the poet Child in that track, we were talking and we wanted to do something like a Sound of Blackness, soul to soul type feel, like a feel good type.
mhm.
And I said, you know what? It's a good song. And I got all you to come in on it, and it's kind of like a song where most of the artists on the label are on it. So, and that's what we want to do. We want to do a compilation. We're already working on our next EP, and the next EP is going to be a bunch of compilations, a bunch of people working together. So,
Wow. All I can say is keep it up. I mean,
thank you. I'm glad.
that's what you're putting out. That's awesome. Really, honest to God.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm glad you. I'm so touched.
I was back in the green room, you know, doing my little thing, and I don't dance, man. So hey, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I wish you'd have been at the show last night because we did every song from the album, and we had some other performers show up and perform too. So it was just like a whole. It was everybody's coming. Everybody's like texting me the next day, like, "Oh, that party last night."
That would have been
Performing, and
awesome.
my best friend Beth called me. She's like, it was just a good vibe. All there was like no negative vibe in the whole room, like the whole night. So it was good.
Right.
It was good.
Right. I mean, it was awesome.
But at one point, you would have felt this too. You would have felt this too. I really felt it too. My friend Beth, at one point, she was sitting with George and she was talking to George.
Right.
And my other three daughters came in, and she came over. I was sitting on the other side, and she came over to where I was with my cousin Charles. She goes, "I had to do." I was like, "Because," she goes, "because you're getting too old, and it's making me feel old." Because George has his mustache now and everything, and he's like,
Yeah,
and she's
right,
like, "Yeah, this is." She's like, "I gotta sit with you because this is making me feel old."
Right.
I know George's facial hair does make me feel old. The fact that he
you
has
were going
a
to say,
kid.
and I'm sorry, I cut you off. I cut.
No. I was the only thing I was going to do is, you know, Kathy had actually sent me a message earlier saying, "Hey, would you like to come on the show and wish Kenny a happy birthday?" And that's a no-brainer. Of course, I would. I mean, KP, you know, gosh. You know, going back to the old Paychecks days, I remember when I first met KP, and I would walk into that little group, and I didn't know Kenny at the time, but every time I would walk into that group, Kenny made me feel so welcome. He would always introduce me to the entire group, and we're talking 10 to 12 people there, and Kenny would say, "Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Brown." He would start clapping, and he did it, and that's the great thing. And I was actually thinking about that, and I said, you know, how long ago was that Kenny and I met? And you know, I was just thinking, well, I haven't been with Paychecks for 9 years. You know, Kenny wasn't with Paychecks for about 4 of those years. And I'm thinking it's got to be about 17, 18 years that I've known Kenny already. And I can't believe that. So, with that said.
Both are old.
Yeah, tell me about it. With that said, I'd like to wish Kenny a very, Kenny is one of the most true, genuine people I know. And I'd like to wish you a very, very happy birthday. Cheers, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Cheers. Cheers.
Very nice.
What did they say? Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. As always, we appreciate Ed. Guys, if you are on Facebook, visit Ed's 80s page. It is fun. And every day I'm like tripping down memory lane. Ed, some of the stuff you pull out of there.
That's what it's about. And you know what? A lot of people have 80s pages and they think, it's got to be like punk or whatever. But I like it all. And you know what? People don't include.
There's a mix. I mean, there's some stuff in there. I'm like,
and what people don't include is the 80s dance. And I think 80s dance is so underrated. There's so much good dance music.
Oh, yeah.
The 80s.
Yeah. Did you know what you didn't have, but I heard it this week. I listened to the 80s on Sirius XM. The Hooters.
Oh, and dance?
The 80s dance. Oh,
that's actually been on the page.
Okay.
Are we talking new shoes?
Yeah, new shoes. But I'm talking think about DJ Rob Bass, like in the late 80s. He had Get on the Dance Floor. It Takes Two, Joy and Pain, Jump It Up, Jump It Up, Jump It Up. Great stuff. I mean, just some good dance stuff. And I think the 80s is underrated for their dance music. You should have a show about that someday, Kenny and Kathy. Maybe you should have a show about that, say, December the 4th.
Okay. Let me put that on the list.
I think that'll be a good idea. I like that idea.
Dance.
Because guess what?
What?
80s dance, because I have to do a DJ gig on the 4th. I found out. So
okay.
If y'all do that, I mentioned to Ed I'm at DJ gig, so that's why he's coming up with the 4th. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Kathy about it yet. But if you guys do an 80s dance show on the 4th,
that'll work. Oh, are you kidding? 80s dance? That's when I DJ'd. That's my wheelhouse. Definitely. Oh, that'll be fun.
Okay, we're talking Supersonic.
We're
talking Mel and Kim.
Is Full Force going to be mentioned in this?
Absolutely.
Is Full Force going to be mentioned in this?
Absolutely. We're talking all of 80s.
Full Force.
We're talking. I don't think an hour.
Roxanne.
Oh, can't you?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Oh, can't.
I mean, what about The Roof Is on Fire?
Set it off.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! In high school, that's all we
sung. We can go on a tangent now.
Oh.
I know. I'm sorry.
Girl, I'll house you.
I guess it's a tease for December.
Girl, I'll house you.
All right, so there you go.
You
got to come back December 4th. Hang out with us.
Audrey has one. We're talking Footloose.
80s dance music, definitely Footloose, because that was a part of last week.
Yes, Footloose, great dance track. Great dance.
Thank you so much for hanging out and jumping on, and we will see you December 4th.
Yes, thank you,
Kenny. Happy birthday, brother. You deserve the best. All the best to you.
I'm trying to think.
But you know what? I'm not even paying attention. I just saw what you put on the screen. Ed Diehard Brown. I just saw that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It is Christmas season. Hey, Christmas season is coming up.
It's Christmas is coming.
I don't know if I can.
Christmas season is coming. Diehard Brown. And Diehard Brown. Yippee-ki-yay.
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 Y'all are too funny. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Kenny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Brown.
Ed Brown.
That was so funny because I looked up because I was about to change the clip because I'm looking at the time and I'm like, hey, we're at the halfway mark. So why not? And I've been teasing it across the bottom with the little banner about the premiere of this video. And I watched the video and I got all goosebumpy, and I think it was really, really well done. But But since it's your
Really?
birthday, it are you gonna let me talk? We will allow it to be all about you today. And so with that in mind, I actually hopefully I can get this I'm trying to get it to play full screen, but we were going to share the screen. I don't know. Do you want to stay on screen, or do we just want to give the screen to the video?
You know what? Let's do full screen. Let everybody watch the video, and let in the chats. Let us know what you think.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Without any further ado, and again, your comments in the chat. Hopefully, I have set this up and it'll play correctly. But it is the world premiere of Unbroken Spirit.
Oh, you gotta play it twice.
I remember when they showed civil rights documentaries, all about the struggle, how things used to be. Stories of unity, stories of pride, and the sacrifices that would just make you cry. Attack dogs, the fire hoses, the reasons for segregation, the sit-ins, the boycotts, Brown versus Board of Education. And that's a time that will never be forgot. Folks back then remember where they were when King got shot. Along the way, we seem to have lost the torch, so they went ahead and planned the Million Man March. Yeah, we got laws, but this world ain't trying to change. I coach my son on how to act in public because his skin color ain't the same. But I got hope that one day it'll get better. Write this poem to you as an open letter for peace. Yeah, come on, y'all.
Never feel broken. I don't want you feeling down. Just leave your heart open and let love come around.
Alright.
Don't let them see you beaten or in despair. Never let your spirit weaken, because we'll always be here. Always stand proud, always stand tall. When they say it's not allowed, that's when you give it your all.
Inside you is strong.
Inside you are strong.
Inside you is strong.
Inside you are strong.
And there's Bobby being born in a stereotype, not realizing from the jump he would have to fight. Poor and he's already a statistic, categorized, and he didn't even ask for it. But mom and dad were determined and strong, even though the system treated him like his daddy was gone. And granddad was part of the 60s movement. He told Bobby, the biggest room in the world is room for improvement. So like many others in his situation, he worked hard on his education. But that's the misconception of this nation. See, not every black youth thinks plantation. But with all his degrees and suit, tie, and salaries, he still gets stopped and asked for ID. Because his skin color is no guarantee for direct entry. And that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. Come on, y'all, help me out.
Never feel broken. I don't want you feeling down. Just leave your heart open and let love come around. Don't let them see you beaten or in despair. Never let your spirit weaken, because we'll always be here. Always stand proud, always stand tall. When they say it's not allowed, that's when you give it your all.
Inside you is strong.
Inside you are strong.
Inside you is strong. strong.
Inside you were strong.
And we can do this, it's all one love. Do it for the world, because see, that's what I'm thinking of. This racism thing is just another form of hate. Let's throw it all away so we can all be great. And if I could teach the world to appreciate color, if I could teach the world to love one another, I could die a truly free man because I live the best way I can. My brothers and sisters, white, yellow, red, tan, and brown, let's show the haters how we getting down. Because no matter what we believe or worship from above, let's get together and give the world a hug. So we got Fox in the in-house causing division. Turn off your TV and make your own decisions. Keep it real, man. Yo, let's all just keep it real. Yeah.
Inside you is strong.
You strong.
Inside you is strong.
I said you're strong.
Inside you is strong.
Do you hear me? You're strong.
Inside you is strong.
Come on, man.
Inside you is strong.
Yo, let's sing it to him.
Inside you is strong.
I believe in you.
Inside you is strong.
You got this. You can do it. You got that unbroken spirit. It's inside of you, man. You got that unbroken spirit because I believe and inside you're strong.
That was dope.
Hey, so I hope you liked it. In my end, it came out a little blotchy, but I will be releasing it on my site, on the Words Out Production site, on YouTube, the whole thing.
And again, it's like I'm hooked up directly to the internet, so I don't know why, and again, I was playing it. I didn't have the actual video. I was playing it from the YouTube site. But we could put the link in the description so that
put the link in the description so you can watch the video. Yeah,
so that you can see the video. We'll actually share the link in the description so that you can see it. Unfortunately, I guess it did come out a little blurry, but again, that's because I was I did it wrong. I was showing it through my computer on YouTube, and I see I don't have a lot of like bars. The connection is saying that it's unstable, so I probably look a little blurrier than you do right now.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
yeah, you do. That's all right though.
And that's weird because I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm plugged directly into the internet. You know what? Let me double check my connection. But you know what? I was going to ask you some questions, kind of to interview you for your birthday. But we were like a half hour in, and I didn't get to one of my questions.
Ask me another question.
Okay. So, all right. We're going to give you the deserted island question. You're on a deserted island, and you can only take 5 CDs. What CDs? Oh no, I'm sorry. I said 3. You can only take 3. I'm not even giving you 5. While you think about your 3, I'm gonna
it's
check
easy.
my connection.
Check your connection, but I'm gonna tell you what my 3 CDs will be. My first one would be the Emancipation CD by Prince. It's a 3 CD set, so we're gonna count that all as one. Emancipation by Prince. My next one would be the greatest. Can I do a greatest hits? Oh, okay. My next one would be oh man, this is hard. Emancipation. I want to say the Fugees of Score or the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but I can only choose one. So I'm going to take Fugees of Score. And I'm going to kick myself for not having man, I want to do Stevie Wonder Innovations. But the songs in the key of life. No, you know what though? I think I
I
do
think I
Stevie
was
Wonder
torn between those
Intervisions.
two too. Like I wanted
Stevie
to
Wonder
do
Stevie Wonder Intervisions, Fuji's The Score, and Prince Emancipation.
oh wow. Uh Prince
I would want to do
Emancipation.
Sly and the
That's
Family
like
Stone's greatest hits.
okay. Cause well, I know it's going to be a Prince. Because it's almost
Yeah.
kind of pointless to do a show with your favorites because I kind of know them all. It's 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 Prince, it's Batman, and it's because my next question was going to be on that same desert island, or maybe not desert island, but you could only read one comic book franchise for the rest of your life. So no other franchise, one kind of character storyline for the rest of your days.
This is hard. This is
Which
hard
one
because
which one
I'm a
would it
big
be?
bat
See, I was
I'm
gonna
a big
assume it's Batman.
I'm a big Batman fan, but however, I like Batman when he appears with other people.
Mhm.
So I would say Justice League with Batman in it, or I would say Batman and the Outsiders. But then again, on the other hand, and when I first started collecting comic books, I really got into it. I really got into comic books by reading Spider-Man and X-Men. But if I had to read like one book all the way through, it is so
Well,
many
not
different
one
Batman
book.
books.
Not one book, just
One
one franchise. Like n- and again, not one company, not DC or Marvel, but just like one like storyline.
one character,
Like
yeah, one storyline and
just
character.
yeah,
Yeah, it would have
yeah.
to be Batman. It would have to be Batman. It would have to be Batman. Unless they did a bigger franchise of Luke
I mean that
Cage.
that's what I mean, I thought the answer was Batman. I was gonna say Batman, and
Thank you, Angel
but I
Betty.
figured let me throw the question to you because you might pick something else.
Yeah.
Angel Betty, thank you.
Thank you, Angel Betty.
Wishing you a happy birthday. All right. My other question, if there is book, one book, not comic book or other book, what is the one book that has had the most influence on your life?
It can't be a comic book.
I, I don't know. I guess it could.
One book that has I've only I'd be honest with you, I don't read too many books. And
Okay.
I know it's a sad thing to admit. I don't read too many books. I usually read comic books and graphic novels and things like that. I think books. I know I'm a writer, and books are boring to me. Um, I
Okay.
think
First of all,
I
they're
had
books, not books.
well, you know,
But I'm sorry, it's funny. But go ahead. Even if it's a comic
um,
book, it's still a book, a graphic novel. What's a
I
book
think
that's had the most influence on
I think
you?
the I think um the book that has the most it's a trade paperback, but I read it when it's the first original 12 issues.
Hmm.
It was a comic book called it was a comic book with all of DC Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that was probably as far as my imagination going all over the place. Um, it was probably one of the greatest. And I guess the a book that I've actually read that probably was a good influence. I'm a big Langston Hughes fan, so I read a compilation of all of Langston Hughes' works, and I read through cover to cover a compilation of all of Langston Hughes' work.
Okay. See, so that is a question you can answer. And actually, Ed has a good question here. Other than any Prince soundtrack. So again, this is in a world where there's no Under the Cherry Moon, Under the Graffiti Bridge,
I can't live in
Purple
a world
Rain.
like that. I can't live in
That's
a
the
world
world
like
we're
that.
living in. What's
Okay.
your favorite soundtrack song and album? And
I guess
yeah, it is talking
other than
album, not
I,
CD.
this is gonna be easy. Oh no, it's not going to be easy. A soundtrack,
Right. A soundtrack album.
a soundtrack album from a movie, and it's not. I can't. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Hey, Miss Robinson, how you doing? Miss Cookie. Um, okay, and the first thing that popped in my head was Across the Universe.
Oh, okay.
I love the
So
soundtrack from Across the Universe, but I also
that's
listen.
the
I like to
Beatles.
listen to, but yeah, I know. But also this other like, I love the soundtrack from the Goofy movie, and I love the soundtrack from West Side
Okay.
Story. Who doesn't love
Because
that?
every time I think of the Goofy movie, I think of George and his whole
Yeah,
take on it being the blackest Disney movie ever.
Yeah, I know.
But
Yeah, his whole thing. Yeah. That's hilarious. I love that.
all right, since it's your birthday and I'm doing the interview, if you could be looking throughout, because again, it's a pop culture show. If you could be any TV character ever, what TV character would you want to be?
TV character? Believe it or
TV
not,
character. It could be any TV character in the world. Huh?
I've always been partial to Hawkeye from MASH.
Hawkeye from MASH. Why? Because he always had like the comeback.
I'm getting some feedback. I'm getting some feedback in my headphones. Is something else
I've been playing. Yeah, I'm playing.
It's a guy talking. It's a guy talking.
I'm playing from the soundtrack. I'm sorry, from the EP release, Words Out Productions. I was just kind of trying to give you some shine, and I was just playing some tracks.
Direction of the Son of Man. See, I stand here on stolen
land
with my stolen forefathers.
Is that not?
That's Lost Out.
Out of chickens, done bust the fuck about the coop and come on the roost, and some seed has taken root from that strange fruit. See, this truth you can no longer refute. See, the day of reckoning is upon us, and many will
Little Lost Child. This is from.
Sun on the horizon.
This is called Grand Risings. There's another one I do on here called It's Just Me.
I just like that background sound too.
I know the background. It's Tensai Soul, the young guy who did all the music for this. Tensai Soul is phenomenal with the music that he put on the back of this. And there's one cut that on here is called,
and I guess
it's a title cut. It's called Words Out, and it's just me. But in the background on piano is another one of the people who play piano, Ayana Webb, is in the background playing piano on the cut that's called Words Out. And it's kind of like where I got the title.
I download that? I didn't see.
It's kind of like where I got the title for Words Out Productions, this poem that I wrote called Words Out, which talks about how I learned how to do poetry and how, what poetry, what doing spoken word means to me. So, so I said, okay, we're going to call this Words Out Productions. Yes, Ed, Hawkeye from MASH would be a character I identify with because he's just that guy, and Hawkeye got all the girls in the show.
When I wrote my first piece, it was like,
is this it?
Boom.
Yeah.
My mind open, world became my new mindscape. Words out. Creating rhythms, come together to lay down as I please. I was hungry for more. I asked around. I got fed Dunbar, Brooks, Hughes, and Giovanni. All of a sudden, it was like, what? I got my 40 acres in the mule, made it to the Freedom Land, walked through the Harlem Renaissance, marched through the Civil Rights Movement, and was clearly a soldier of the revolution. When I first heard poets read, with each piece that was read, every word that was said, their voices created their own rhythms, putting their own words out. It was like, pow! I was a beatnik of the 50s, part of the underground of the 60s, peace movements of the 70s, spitting out verse about what was on my mind, words out. That would make Stevie, Sly, Prince, and any English teacher I ever had proud. when I first heard the jazz. Yeah, I mean, really
like it.
listen to the notes that were played, the expressions that were made with cats like Miles, Brubeck, Trey, Benson got to do their thing. It was like, bam, bam. The rhythm started mixing words out in my mindscape with my verse. I got hip to it all as I hung with old jazz cats who wailed all night long as it was the last song they would ever play every night. And I would flow with an upright behind me, hi-hat to my right, 88 keys to my left, and acts following word for word. And I kept going, words out of my mindscape, using sounds of poetry and jazz, not knowing what I was doing. So I was scared, letting my words out. The first time I heard somebody say to me, yo, man, I think those sounds you laying down, it was like, wow. And I imagine myself years from now being mentioned in the same light as Gil Scott Heron, The Last Poets, Maya Angelou, and jazz cats from around the way saying, I knew him when. But maybe I moved too far ahead. But I'll keep going, letting my words out. Because this is me, keeping it real. What I feel and don't feel. What I think and don't think. How I live and what I'll die for. How I love and how I choose to hate. You see, I will always remain a poet as long as I keep putting my words out.
Oh, that's pretty tasty. Very nice. Very nice. And like I said before, what'd you say?
I like the way I like the way you say that. That's pretty tasty. and like the horn part, that's programmed. But the piano part, that was Ayana Webb in the studio doing the piano in between. So that when we added that live,
looking around like they know what she's talking about, but they don't know if they're supposed to know.
Don't play this. He might curse.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the next one.
We have a comedian doing some interludes on the track. That knows everybody on the thing, and he talks in between. I don't know if he curses or not.
Okay. All right, I will play it.
Yeah. I don't know. But he talks about everybody that's on the album.
Okay.
Incidentally,
Well, why don't you talk a little bit about
that piece? That piece has a lot. I just want to say something. That piece has a lot. That piece is kind of like a true story, because it talks about me and my love for poetry growing up. And the one thing about that piece, it says, when I first heard the jazz, like really heard the jazz, when I was in my early 20s, I used to go to a jazz club called Serengeti, and my friend Greg Pardue. Did I say that right? Did I say his last name right? Pardue. Anyway, he's a Nobel Prize. He's won a Nobel Prize for his writing. But his grandfather owned the club and he managed it sometimes. But I remember the first time I did poetry to jazz, and it used to be when I read. I'm sorry, let me find something here. When I read poetry, used to be when I read poetry. I'm trying to find a piece of paper. Oh, used to be when I read poetry in the club. When I first started reading poetry in my early 20s, I would have a paper in front of me like this, and I'd be shaking, I'd be reading. And I've come a long way since then. But one of the things I did was I went to a jazz club and I did poetry with the jazz. And the first time I did this guy was playing this trumpet. He was killing it. Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate that. He was killing it with the trumpet. And he got off, and everybody's name was Bill, middle-aged white guy, 20 years older than me. He's playing, he gets off stage. He goes in the back of the bar, and he's at the bar itself, and he's at the bar, and he's in the back with this beautiful blonde. This guy's in the cut. He's chilling. I'll go up, and I'm nervous. And my girlfriend I had with me, we were watching jazz bands. We would always wonder how they would know when you know how when jazz bands are playing and they play and then somebody does a solo and somebody else does a solo and nobody trips over each other. We're like, how do they know when to come in? So I get up on stage and I'm nervous and I got the paper in front of me. They start playing Miles Davis All Blues and they're playing All Blues and the bass player looks over and goes, "Hey man, jump in." And I start doing my thing. Incidentally, when I got off stage, I went back to my girlfriend. I go, I know how they know when to play. They whisper to each other, which is not true, but still. But anyway, the guy Bill, who's just tore it up on the trumpet, I'm doing my spoken word to this Miles Davis All Blues song. He comes in behind me, and I'm a little nervous. He comes in behind me. He goes, "Keep going," and he's just blowing word for word behind me. And we became friends from there. I haven't seen Bill in like 20 years, but we became friends from that point on when I hung out at Serengeti. But Serengeti was a very big influence on me doing spoken word to music. And that's why I met some of the people from my first band, PG Vibe, at Serengeti. And then, doing spoken word to music. But I was like 24, 25 years old. These guys were like in their 50s and 60s and 70s, old jazz cats, just upright bass, piano. And there was one lady that would come in, her name was Lisa. And I'm sure she's passed by now because it's like 20 years ago and she was old then. And her claim to fame was one of her mentors was Billie Holiday. And this woman would come in and sing a version of My Funny Valentine that would kill you. And one time it almost killed her because while she was singing it, she passed out on stage. And we were like, "Oh my God, Lisa passed out and she's old as dirt. We don't know what's going on." But anyway, so that words out piece has a lot of deep meaning for me because it tells a true story on how I learned how to do spoken to music.
That's pretty cool. Actually, throughout the show, kind of in the background, and sometimes it creeps into the foreground, we've been playing clips from the Words Out EP, which is a spoken word album. And I know you guys had the big party last night that was / birthday party / did anybody actually get to play any spades?
I think George and the girls did. I didn't get to play
Okay.
spades. I was all over the place.
Okay.
And I'm kind of annoyed by the fact that I didn't get to play spades. I need to play spades this weekend at some point. But yeah, I think George and the girls play spades. I said somebody else plays spades too somewhere else.
Okay. When is the release date for the EP? Actually, when
I'm gonna say
it's like your last
date,
album, you released it on like iTunes and Spotify, and
yeah, and
like
we're gonna
there
do
were
that
all these
also with
places
this.
you can find it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that also with this. And right now, it's in the we've had some delays on this, and I'm the label is a beautiful. I've been very blessed with this label and getting a lot of help from a lot of people and putting things together with the label. But there's also a question of money because this is all coming out of my pocket too. I'm financing the whole thing. We haven't gotten loans yet. But that's another thing altogether. But one of the things is in production, we've had some backups. We wanted to have it out today, but it probably won't be out. It's getting mastered, and the final master is happening now, and it probably won't be out for another 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, so
Because
it'll be a
once it gets mastered, we
release.
have to do some things to get it released. It's going to be released on all platforms. I'll definitely let everybody know. And the shirts we have, small, medium, large, extra large. If you want to support Words Out Productions, let me know. We have these shirts for $20, and if you get the 2XL, it's $24. And if you want a 3XL, I can order that, and that'll still be $24. But inbox me about this because we have our Words Out Production page, Facebook page, and Instagram page, and I don't even go on to them that much, but I'm starting to use them more and getting the habit of using them more.
So
We're actually
Facebook and Instagram,
is
and do
Words
you
Out
have
Production.
do you have
I'm
Twitter
working.
as well?
I think I do have a Twitter, and we also have a .com that I'm working on getting on the board now. It'll be wordsoutproductions.com.
I know
right now with
I was designed to love.
no, don't play that.
Don't play that.
That piece is by Faith Money.
Okay.
That piece is by Faith Money. Faith Money is the owner of Miss Silly's Blues,
When
where
I
a lot
wrote
of
my
artists
first
come
piece,
from.
it's like, boom.
Oh, you know Chick-fil-A, Brown Skin
Mindscape,
Singer.
Creating rhythms, come together to lay down.
Oh,
as I
okay.
I was hungry.
I don't know
Brown Skin
why.
Singer.
For this one,
I got
it won't
fed
let me adjust the
Dump
sound.
Bar,
That's kind of weird.
Brooks.
All right. I was trying to adjust the sound, but for some reason it won't let me adjust it. So let's say you said Brown Skin Singer.
Yes.
Okay, because we're almost about to
we're
go.
almost out of time. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're almost out of time. But I did
We don't
want
have
to
anybody
put
else
a band
popping in,
out.
do we?
It's Words Out Productions, and that's where you can find it on Facebook. And so we're going to listen and kind of close. I was going to close the show out showing the video again, but unfortunately, since it's coming up blurry, there is a link in the comments to the video. We're going to add a link in the description when we're done broadcasting. I can go and update the description, and we could put that in there so that you could check out that video, Unbroken Spirit. What's the name of the gentleman who put that video together again?
That was Twan.
Twan.
Twan put that video together. He's he actually works with me at my day job, and you know, he did a one-time thing by putting the video together. But apparently, according to everybody who's seen this video, I had to XXL. Okay, Ed, I got you. That'd be $24, and I will text you about that. But yeah,
props to him because I think he did an excellent job just in the recording and editing. And I'm sorry that it did come out blurry, but it was a very good job.
And if you don't click the link, if you don't hit the link, why don't you wait to hit the link that we send on there? Because I'm going to put it on the Words Out Productions YouTube and my YouTube.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
you give me the right link, and I can go back.
Right,
so for those
we
of
can
you
go back
who
to
are
that.
watching now, please don't forget to hit the like button if you're joining us on YouTube. Subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Actually, you can probably hit the dislike. They don't show you those buttons anymore, so I'm not going to see it. It's not going to crush my spirit. So no, just kidding. Right, is there a dislike button?
Is it?
But yeah, so when you have the right link, we're gonna link it. If I get a copy, I'm gonna put it on my page as well, so that we get it out there and in front of as many people as possible. Because I think the videographer did an excellent job. I think that song, I love it anyway, and it's just a good message to throw out there. So we definitely want to get it out there. Before we leave today, we wanted to share Words Out Productions and this particular track. Say enjoy your evening on purpose. Thank you, cousin Lisa. She enjoyed hearing some of those cuts. We're kind of closing out with, is this the right one? Words Out?
Yeah, this is Words Out.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to leave you with. Words Out.
When I wrote my first piece, it was like, boom, boom. My mind opened, the world became my new mindscape. Words out. Creating rhythms, come together to lay down.
God bless your soul and keep living. I love this.
I was hungry for more. I asked around. I got fed Dump Bar, Brooks, Hughes, and Giovanni. All of a sudden, it was like, what? I got my 40 acres in the mule, made it to the Freedom Land, walked through the Harlem Renaissance, marched through the Civil Rights Movement, and was clearly a soldier of the revolution. When I first heard poets read, with each piece that was read, every word that was said, their voices created their own rhythms, putting their own words out.
I kind of don't want to cut it out.
I was a beatnik of the 50s, part of the underground of the 60s. peace movements of the 70s. Spinning out verse about what was on my mind. Words out. That would make Stevie, Slide, Prince, and any English teacher I ever had proud. When I first heard the jazz, really listen to the notes that were played, the expressions that were made when cats like Miles, Brubeck, Trey, Benson got to do their thing. It was like, bam, bam. The rhythm started mixing words out in my mindscape with my verse. I got hip to it all as I hung with old jazz cats who wailed all night long.
I'm kind of mixing media now.
Yeah, I know. That's what you're doing.
Upright behind me, hi-hat to my right, 88 keys to my left, and acts following word for word. And I kept going, words out of my mindscape, mixing sounds of poetry and jazz, not knowing what I was doing.
Yeah, I got a lot of exercise doing that video.
You got a lot of exercise that day walking the streets of Philly.
We walked all through Philly.
Oh, wow. But you guys got some really good shots. I like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the little Rocky thing, too.
Yeah, we purposely drove around Philly looking for murals that had positive words on
it.
You what?
We purposely drove through Philly one afternoon looking for murals with positive sayings on them.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's one shot where I'm at the art museum and there's a pic in front of the art museum and there's some guys sitting in front of the pic. I purposely asked those guys to sit there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I noticed that.
They gladly sat there and said, "Oh yeah, man, we'll do that." Cool. You know, so it was
as long as I keep putting my words out.
Words out production. I also was
hat on that video because the director knows me from working. He's like, I'm used to seeing you in a hat all the time. Put a hat on, and I put the hat on.
So it had nothing to do with the lighting and the shine on the top of your. Anyway, I was waiting to see you.
Wow.
I know it's your birthday, but if I wasn't making fun of you,
yeah, I know.
You'd think you were special. Isn't that special? But I was waiting for you to get to the top of the art museum and then do like the, like from the Olympics, like the fist.
I do have a certain amount of cool that I don't want to look corny. So
excuse me, sorry.
Like we had this right here. Those guys sitting there, they're all like, they were asked to do that.
Oh, that's cool.
And this was the art museum. And that's the art museum in the background, me walking up the stairs. And I had a hard time walking up the art museum stairs. And I'm like, how did this man run up these steps? And how many takes did he take?
It's only like 50 some steps.
Those steps.
I'm like, last time we were staying in downtown Philly, I did those steps. Those steps was no problem.
I had a hard time walking. I'm 55 years old. I had a hard time walking up those steps.
Yeah, the Fonzie cool. That's kind of
yes,
funny.
Ed, the Fonzie cool. Somebody's got to be cool. It might as well be Kenny Walker Jr.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm sorry the video was blurry, but we will get a link to that video. And even if you don't find the link, there is a link to Words Out Productions and their Facebook page, and from there you can get information for their website to get t-shirts. I'm sure if you DM Kenny, he can get you info on the t-shirts. And I know I'm going to be down there in December, hopefully by Christmas time, so I can get my Words Out production t-shirts. That's we're way over time. I'm sorry. We're just yapping. It's your birthday. You got to go do birthday like things, I'm sure.
Yeah, I am going to shut things down, watch a Prince movie, and chill.
Ah, nice. I think on my birthday I actually did get to watch Fame, so I just like, hey, it's my birthday.
I'm debating whether I should watch Purple Rain, Under the Cherry Moon, or Graffiti Bridge. I'm leaning towards Under the Cherry Moon.
As long as it's not Grease 2, I think you're good.
I might. You know what? That's on Amazon. Maybe I will do that after the Prince movie.
Oh my gosh.
You know what, Ed? That's the soundtrack. Grease 2.
Oh, no.
Reproduction.
We gotta go. We're out of here. We're here every
Who's that
Saturday
guy?
night. We thank you so much for spending your Saturday night
God
with
was
us.
a psycho.
Once again, happy
What
birthday
would they
to my
say if
brother.
they knew it was
Thank you
Michael?
all for tuning in. This is Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop
Who's
Culture.
that
We'll see you
guy?
next Saturday night. Peace.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace. Thanks for staying in.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.
Oh, wait, we're back.
We're still live?
I think we're still live. Yeah,
It's a good thing I
we
wasn't
are.
picking my nose that time. I know.
Oh my gosh. In broadcast.
Cool writing. Yes, Audrey.